Hey guys, what you're going to need today are crayons and some watercolors. So I'm going to turn my paper sideways just like this right here. And I'm going to look in my crayon box. And you have two choices. You could go with a white and have the crayon mark totally disappear, but it gets a little tricky. Or you could just find another color. Sometimes black works really well. If you don't have a black, any color will do. So I'm going to do one with yellow. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start on my top corner and I'm going to make my line all the way to the bottom corner. So I have a diagonal line. And then I'm going to make a diagonal line on the other way. So I'm going to make a big, giant, what letter is that? Yeah, an X. Then I'm going to go ahead and make a vertical line. You can stop the video at any time. And I'm going to make a horizontal line. So I'm putting a T right on top of my X. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start making my circles going round and round, getting bigger. If you want them to be a little trickier, you can make lines just connecting between the two lines. They can be any kind of line you want as you get bigger and bigger, going round and round until you get to the outside and you can't fit any more lines on your paper. And then you stop. Now, the next thing I do need to do is make my spider. My spider, how many legs does a spider have? 8, that's right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my head first. My head, I want to make a circle right here and color it right in. My head is, I have a black spider. And then I go ahead and I'm going to make my next size. This is going to be my body for my spider. I'm going to go ahead and color it right in. If you want to make your spider hairy or a different color, that is up to you. My daughter keeps telling me about how the poisonous ones have red bows. So if you wanted to make them have red bows, go ahead. So here's my head and my body. Then I need 8 legs. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I have 8 legs on my spider. If I wanted to make them to have a little bit of fur coming off, you could do that. Just little bits here and there. Just little bits. Then it is time for the watercolors. Now, if you have never used watercolor paint before, it looks something like this. And you need to dip your brush in water every single time in order to make it work. So let's talk watercolor paint. In art, you need to choose the right tool for the job. And so in my case today, I looked for my paintbrushes. And I'm going to choose this middle paintbrush because this one is too big. So with watercolor paint, I get my brush wet. I tickle my paint. And then I paint. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint right over top of that yellow. Look at what's happening. That paint is not sticking onto my yellow areas. Now, hold on, I'm going to show you. If I chose to use a different color, a darker color, let's say this red. Let's see what happens. Let's see about these lines. Every time there's a line, guys, we're going to try and switch colors, but if you use something like this, it's okay. Oh, now look at what happened to that purple line. They are staying put. They're not disappearing when I paint over them. And I'm just going to continue painting. You could make it a rainbow. You made it however you want. Just know the darker colors are going to want to try and cover up your paint. Cover up your crayons. But if you use enough water in it, the crayon should resist it or not let the paint stick. So you're going to keep going and painting the whole paper. Oh, I got it too dark right there. What am I going to do? I can always take a paper and dab it dry. So I'm going to keep painting. So you're going to keep on painting until you fill up that whole area. Remember, water paint paper every single time. The more water you have, the better it will work. If you have not enough water, then the paint's going to stick right to your crayon. Notice how I'm using a lot of bright colors. I know that there's not typically all these bright colors in your spider web, but I thought it would be fun to paint them, all the bright colors. So you are continuing on until you have finished your beautiful spider web. You can even paint right over top of your spider, and that will be A-okay, water paint paper every single time. So you can still see that spider underneath. My suggestion, guys, is to make your spider a different color and make your spider web black, because then it'll really stand out. The yellow is a little tricky. The paint wants to stick to it. Okay? So I hope you guys have had a lot of fun this week, and I can't wait to see what you create.